Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game that we're making. Today, I am creating a custom battle system. To be specific, I'm creating a custom battle in RPG Maker 1 for the first PlayStation. Now, I already started on this battle in the previous video, but if you haven't seen that yet, don't worry, it is not required watching. I can kind of explain to you what is going on. So, this right here is the battle arena. Kind of simple looking, but I don't need to be cluttering it with stuff because it's already going to be cluttered with stuff that you want to avoid. So, the idea here is you start the battle down here, and right up here is this demon dude. You need to hit him 5 times in order to kill him. Each time you hit him, he will teleport to some random spot around the map. Now, while you're chasing after him, we've also got these sparks going around, and if you step on them, you take damage. Take too much damage, you lose. At the current point in time, I only have a couple of these sparks on the map, but I'll be adding more as we go along. In fact, there's going to be a difficulty curve as the battle goes on. Further into the battle you go, the more of those electrical sparks there will be. Also, we got these cracked tiles here that you can step on once, but not twice. If you step on it twice, you will fall through the hole and, well, that's an instant game over. Now, this battle system should sound interesting, but there's kind of a little bit of a catch here. You see, we're using RPG Maker 1 on the first PlayStation, and it has some limitations. For starters, RPG Maker 1's default battle system cannot be modified. We can make stuff for the battle system, but we cannot change how it works. Number 2, RPG Maker 1 does not let you check how much health your characters have. That information is locked behind the default battle system and everything associated with it. Number 3, and this is a really big one, RPG Maker 1 does not have variables. In case you don't know, variables are basically a file that hold a number. So this basically means I cannot create my own custom number to keep track of, like, how much health a character has. To get around that, I have created an item called Mid-Boss HP. That's this guy's name, by the way, Mid-Boss. He's the mid-boss of the final dungeon. So the idea here is, at the start of the battle, the player is given several of these mid-boss items. Every time you attack mid-boss, one of them is taken away. And once all of them are gone, that must mean he's ready to be dead. Now, here's another catch with RPG Maker 1. You cannot keep track of how many items your player has. You can check whether they have an item or not, but not how many the player has. So the idea here is, every time you attack him, one of these mid-boss items is taken away. As long as there's still these mid-boss items in the player's inventory, this will continue until the player runs out of them, at which point the boss turns purple and one more attack will take care of him. So that is the basic concept, and I've already got some of the groundwork here taken care of. Now let me go ahead and look over my notes because I have done a lot of planning for this battle. Last time I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants, but now I know exactly what I need to do. Starting with the whole teleport situation. So let's see here. Sound effect that we hit him, he changes graphic to represent that he's being hit, and then changes back to normal. Sound effect, swing the screen because he's been hit, remove the item. And now we need to kind of edit things here. Change things up from what I had written in the script last time. Starting with a slight pause before he reacts. And he's going to react by saying, "Yikes." By the way, another thing about RPG Maker 1, No keyboard support. Imagine how fun writing cutscenes is. So he's going to say yikes in a little text bubble. That is what this option here is for. Text bubbles. And then, before I had him disappear into a beam of light, but I actually think I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to have him change into some sort of sparkle thing. Let's see, where is it? It's right here. And which color? He's kind of orangish, I guess, so maybe this color? Perhaps? Yeah, we'll go with color 4. And we'll also have a sound effect in here to represent the change. There we go, we'll go with that sound effect. Get rid of the light, and at this point I had a 3-way choice, a 3-way possibility of where he would teleport to, and those locations were here, here, and here. I decided I'm not going to do that. For one thing, having it set up like this means that he could potentially teleport back onto the spot where you attacked him. So, what I'm gonna do here, get rid of what I got so far there, and I'm going to go ahead and, let's see here, I need the 2-way choice this time. 2-way choice, probability 50-50, so there's a chance that he could move quickly to right here, or he could move quickly to right here. Now let me make sure I got this correct. So you hit him once, or was it to the left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, definitely to the right first. Now, when we hit him, I'm going to turn on a switch. Now, a switch is sort of like a variable where it keeps track of a thing. But instead of keeping track of a number, it's basically on or off, yes or no, 0 or 1. And we have up to 500 of these in RPG Maker 1. I'm actually going to jump all the way to 407. Yeah, we'll settle for 407. Oops, hold on a sec. 407 and only 407. I'm gonna keep these switches for this challenge way far away from the other switches I'm using to keep track of stuff in the game. And I'll go over why I need that switch in just a moment, but first we need to go ahead and change the guy back to his current graphic. Or will that happen automatically? It might happen automatically. Yeah, it's going to happen automatically. I don't need to actually change this graphic back because this switch here, switch 407, will allow this page to activate. Because the condition for this page, 407. Also, we still need the condition that the player has this mid-boss HP item. So, the second page is basically going to be identical to the first, so I'll just copy-paste this information to the next page. And we need to then, assuming the demon is off to the right, now he's going to teleport to a random spot on the left, either over there or over there. And in this case, 407 is going to be turned off. And that is basically it for him, aside from whenever we actually kill him, which I'll get to in a little bit. Now, there's something else I'm going to want to do here, and that's going to be another switch that will take place whenever you hit him for the first time. So we're going to say that this one is switch 411 to kind of represent the fact that we hit him for the first time. Now for 11, what that is going to do is spawn another spark right in the middle of the battlefield. Except this one will be red colored, and it's basically going to be chasing after the player. So, the ante has been upped. Or rather, ante has been upped. Upping the ante. Because now we got an extra spark on the battlefield, and this one is chasing after you. So, yeah, after that first strike, getting a little bit more difficult. And then, after the second strike, there's going to be another switch being turned on. This switch will be 412, representing the second time we've struck him. And what this will do is activate a couple of randomly moving sparks. And before I continue with that one, let me go back to the one I just created because I need to actually do this. The first page is going to be blank. And the second page is going to have the condition where it's been activated for 11. In fact, I'm actually not going to put it there. I'm going to put it kind of off the edge here. That way when it spawns, it'll immediately come charging after you. And that's the same idea with this spark and its copy over here, its duplicate. This is going to spawn, not initially, but when 412 has been turned on. And this one is actually going to move around randomly. By comparison, the sparks that are in the battlefield initially are going to be moving left and right, back and forth across the battlefield. And to differentiate this one, what color is it? Not red, green, blue. We're gonna say blue. The blue one stands out a little bit more from the yellow. So that is how that is set up. Now then, I've discussed what the situation is in regards to keeping track of mid-boss's health. Now let's talk about how we're going to keep track of your health, because I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. You see, we start this fight with potentially up to 3 characters on our team. Now, throughout the game, I've been using the default battle system, so each character has their own stats and spells and that sort of thing, but for this particular fight, they basically fight as one unit, walking up to the mid-boss and hitting him. And that's basically the gist of it. But in regards to our character's health, I'm going to be doing something a little special here, and I'm going to kind of keep track of how many party members are currently on your team. When you get zapped, you lose 1 party member. So let me go ahead and kind of continue setting that up. First things first. So I'm going to kind of mix things around here. I'm going to remove that page and actually place it in front. So this page right here is essentially whenever you only have 1 person left. You get a lightning strike, sound effect to represent that, hey, you just died, and your party disappears, and we get some music representing game over. Blackout, custom game over message because the real game over is locked behind the default battle system. And we're teleported into the previous room where the save point was. That is the general gist of it. So I need to actually make this work. Now to do that, I think I'm going to want to do a little bit of a memory saving tactic by putting an event out here. Because these scripts are going to be kind of in multiple objects. And rather than have a copy of it in multiple objects, I'm just going to put all the scripting in this event right here, and all these sparks are going to take over to this in order to make stuff happen. So let's start with... Let's go to page 3. So on this page, we got a condition where we have Daristrix on our team. Daristrix is a dragon. So it's going to be kind of a copy of what I've got for Jenny so far. So effect lightning, remove Daristrix instead of Jenny. Now I kind of want to do this a little bit differently. I kind of modify this script here. So let me think here. What am I going to want to do here? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is put Daristrix in the lead whenever you get zapped. That way it's clear that Daristrix is the one being zapped. So party members move to front, Daristrix, lightning. Now what are my options as far as visual effects? Party display, ghost, flashing. Okay, so I got flashing. Let's go ahead and put the flashing before Daristrix gets removed. Also, I'm kind of wondering, party display, main character. Yeah, you cannot set just one character on your team to transparent or flashing, so I definitely have to make the entire team flash. Oh well. While we're at it, I'll also place, when Daristrix disappears, a sound effect representing that he has been deathed. What sound effect is that? 39. I've got it written down. So that'll be Daristrix. Now, here's another detail in particular with this particular fight. And I'm going to say particular one more time just for the sake of redundancy. So, in the previous room, we were separated. The main hero and his two teammates were separated, and the main hero has to go through this area to kind of recollect them. But I'm doing kind of something a little bit special. I'm making it optional to get them back, so it's entirely possible that the player will come into this fight just with the main hero without rescuing the other teammates. Which is, number one, the reason why... Hold on a sec. Let's get this into the event I was talking about. Which is number why... What was I saying? I forget. Whatever. Oh yeah. The reason why we first are checking whether Daristrix is even on the team. That said, if we remove Daristrix and then we wind up losing and get teleported back to the previous save point down here, gotta know a way to give the character back, right? So, in order to do that, I'm going to be creating another switch. So this will be switch number 402, representing the second teammate we acquired, Daristrix, as opposed to the first teammate, which would be Jenny the nurse, and our main character, Monkey C. Well, he's not going to be assigned a number. So we're going to turn that on, and meanwhile, back under the castle, when we're teleported back here, we're going to want to make sure that if 402 is on, we get Daristrix back. Party members, add Daristrix. And there's going to be a little bit more conditioning as we go along, checking one character, another character, or both characters. Basically 3 conditions for getting characters back. But I'll make those up as we go along. So, with that taken care of, now we just need to make it so the third page here takes over to this. And now that page is all set up. And in fact, let's go ahead and kind of make sure that everything is all set up here. So this will be the blue one, which by the way is only there if 412 is on. In fact, let's simplify things a little so that we don't need to put this condition on every single page. We'll have the last page be the condition where 412 is off. So now we don't need this blank page on the front, it'll be on the end. In fact, we're going to do the same thing with this thing being 411 is not on, off. So we don't need this first page, and so this page is blank. Now with that in mind, let me go ahead and copy paste this to here. But of course, keeping it red. And the next thing we need to do is the same thing, but for Jenny. So that'll be on this page. So copy this information, paste it here. Move Jenny to the front, she gets zapped, flash, she's dead. Simple. So on this page, it's just going to be the condition that we have Jenny on our team. So on the page before Deristrix, Jenny. On the page before Deristrix, Jenny. Also make sure that these are set up properly. Random. Don't move before you're activated, by the way. Same thing for you. And this is slow. Random slow. Did I set this up right? No, you're supposed to be chasing. That is important. Now before I move on with the rest of the scripting, I also want to create a an extra little condition. So once we are out of mid-boss HP, things get a little interesting. And unfortunately, I forgot to check what graphic number I'm looking for here, so give me a moment to find it. I don't think it's too far in, though. It's right there, it is. So, once mid-boss is out of HP, this chasing red spark is going to be a chasing hole. And if you fall down that hole, it's instant death. So, when the final boss is about to die, stakes are raised. I'll write the script for that as we go along here. So it's kind of interesting how we got this set up. Now, just to demonstrate it, because I'm kind of running out of time for the first episode here, so we'll go on an episode break in just a moment, but let me show what it's actually like, mechanic-wise, starting out. Stop. By the way, that little sequence there is to demonstrate the breakable tiles and how they work. I'll not let you reach my master. Prepare for a battle the likes you may have never seen. So apparently I don't quite have those things set up to move left and right yet. And I also need to set the demon so he wanders randomly rather than up and down. But hey, let's get this started. And now we got this thing chasing after us. Teleports to the other side. And if those yellow sparks were moving, the blue spark would be wandering onto the map right now. And I don't have these breakable tiles set up yet. Oh, and that's turned into a hole. Doesn't work yet, but it would be very bad. Now let's go ahead and test out the yellow sparks real quick. And try it again. Nah, I don't think I have it working with Jenny quite yet. So this is definitely going to take a little bit of work, but hey, now you get the general idea. Oh, and now those are moving. Go figure. Well, anyway, now you kind of see what I am trying to go for with this battle, and after the episode break that we are going into now, I will continue to work on this and hopefully have it working properly and that sort of thing. We'll also be making sure that those breakable tiles, well, break